Hi, welcome to episode 13 of The Juicy Life. My name is Karen, and today we're talking about how do you have a social life when all you're taking in are juices and smoothies. Well, I have a lot to say on this topic because I work in food and nutrition services. So I am surrounded by food all the time for work purposes. I've done the fast with my husband. Also, I've done one without my husband. We've been to weddings, corporate events. So the main thing is you can do it. If you're doing 1 to 3 days, you may want to consider just blocking off your calendar because that's easy to do, especially if you're doing it over a weekend. Just you're not available and you can focus on that. But if you're doing anything like a 5, 7, or a 60-day juice fast, then I definitely recommend that you let people know. Sometimes you don't want to hear the criticism, or sometimes people have opinions that they want to share with you, and so you may want to consider, you may think about keeping it to yourself. But I definitely recommend letting people know, because while you will get a lot of questions, it will also let people know in advance that you're not going to be partaking in things that you normally would, and that helps you from having to consistently say no to something if people know not to offer it to you in the first place. So if you have a family, be sure that you have fed yourself first. Be sure that you've had your juice or your smoothie first, so that while you are preparing a meal, if you're not in a position to ask someone else to do that, that you're not tempted by what you're preparing because you're feeling hungry. So just be sure that you've nourished yourself first. Also, too, if you do have a family, in that 1 week prep time that I talk about, maybe consider doing batch meals and freezing them so that during your fast you can just pull them out of the freezer, stick them in the oven or in the microwave, and then you're not having to spend as much time around food that you can't eat. Another recommendation is that if you are going out to a restaurant or to a friend's house, bring your juices and smoothies along and bring extra. Stuff always happens. You always end up being out a little later than you expected. So always be sure that you have reinforcements. I have personally brought juices or smoothies to restaurants with me. I've also gone to restaurants and just made sure before I went, for example, to a corporate event that I went to, I made sure that I had a lot of juice and smoothies before, and then while I was at the restaurant, I just had water. You can also have, as I've mentioned before, unsweetened herbal tea as well. Don't be afraid to be different. There are so many situations in which you can potentially have a positive impact by taking a firm stand and doing something like this for your health. You affect so many people's lives, and that's really one of the reasons why I started this series, The Juicy Life, is because so many people knew what I was doing and they were curious about it, wanted to know, and so I thought about doing a series where I talk about things like how to be social when you're on a juice fast. So you can inspire people. You can also have people who, again, are just thinking that you're crazy, but it's good to take a stand for something, and especially your health. So my number one, what's the word I'm looking for? My number one encouragement to you is that you can do it. You can make it through whatever number of days that you've set. And as I mentioned yesterday, the goal is not perfection. It's just to get to the goal that you set for yourself, so that you learn more about, again, your relationship with food, your relationship with others as well, for that increased mental clarity. So stay strong. You can do it. We'll see you back tomorrow for episode 14, where we're talking about exercise while fasting. I'll see you tomorrow. Bye.